Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It is me, your boy TPT, coming at you not live and not from Twitch TV. I hope you all are having a fantastic day today. So what I wanted to do for this video is essentially just explain the reasoning behind my last video by replying to your comments. So as you can see, obviously I've replied to pretty much every single comment, as I usually do on my videos. It's just something I enjoy doing. I like the discourse that it provides. I like to educate people on my thoughts and reasoning. But I figured for this particular one, because it did seem like there was quite a few people that disagree with my reasoning, I would just like to make a video essentially explaining it, because I feel like it's just much easier than typing out my response, because obviously I can talk through it and explain my logic. So, what seems to be the main consensus here is essentially people disagreeing with the use of Marines, of course, because look, alright, my title was a little clickbait. Marines aren't completely pointless, but I believe that they're kind of redundant, and I just wanted to explain why that is. So, mostly with what people have been saying, obviously they're appealing to the Marines' disembarking speed of plus 200%, which obviously is for a total of 300% disembarking speed. So instead of taking about a month and a half, obviously it only takes them I think it's 2 weeks or something to disembark from transports, as well as obviously they don't take naval attrition, which is actually nice, if they weren't so useless otherwise. And I just wanted to explain the problem with the line of thinking in these comments. So so first of all, when it comes to it, people are only really functioning these thoughts of theirs around 2 to 3k stacks of Marines. And if you're playing as Great Britain, all you have to do is just have a couple of 4k stacks. Just, if you just pop some 4 to 6k stacks just around the place, just pop maybe one in Ireland right here. One in England here, maybe one here, one in Scotland. And you've pretty much covered the entirety of the Isle. From any cheeky little attempted naval invasions, because so these people are all saying, oh look, you've got 300% disembarking speed, so all you have to do is siege out the province, and then you can land troops there instantly. Okay, except the problem with that is that Marines don't get any extra siege ability. All right, so you're still taking a full 30 days in order to siege out those provinces and land those troops instantly. By which time, I've already used my 6k quick response forces to wipe out those Marines before they finish sieging it out in the first place. So, it doesn't matter that they have disembarkment speed, because they still take 30 days to be able to actually siege that province out in the first place. And if it takes you, as in England, more than 45 days to get to a province, you're probably doing something wrong already. And obviously that brings me on to my next point of landing in England. If you're landing in England, England has already done something egregiously wrong. You shouldn't be able to land in England in the first place. England should be navally dominating you. If England doesn't have the best navy in the world, they have already lost. And so, you can talk about landing in England all you want, but if you're landing in England in the first place with Marines or otherwise, something is very clearly wrong with that England, if it's a player. If it's a player being the key part there, okay? Because I'm looking at this from a multiplayer perspective, alright? If you're landing in England with Marines or normal troops, England is already doing something very, very wrong. If you're then sieging out a province with that landed force, an additional 30 days of response time for England, and they aren't able to kill your troops before then, if you're only landing 2 to 3k, alright, and they can't kill that stack, then they are already fucked, Like, there is nothing that they can do if they can't kill that a 2 to 3k stack in 45 days of response time. Hell, in 40 days of response time. Say you've got, like, I don't know, 20% siege ability. They probably have some defensive, though, you've got to remember. So just say, you know, give it like a 20 to 25 day tick time. You know, if they're still not responding at that point, again, already fucked. And if you're against an AI England, for example, then you shouldn't even need Marines in the first place to land on them, as long as you have a decent navy. I found that I've never used Marines when navally invading England, and I pretty much do it successfully every single time I try. Because it's the English AI. They're dumb, they don't know how to use their troops properly. Most of the AIs don't, let's be real here. So you don't even need Marines to land on an AI England. So you're only using Marines for multiplayer in the first place. And if you are using them for multiplayer, if the England has less, has more than about 4 brain cells, they should be able to very easily respond to that. That's only if you land in the first place, which again, if you've already landed in the first place, they're probably fucked already. So I just wanted to explain that, guys. Essentially, you're providing this, like this perspective, which isn't necessarily wrong. Obviously, the disembarking speed is the best part about them, but for some reason, everybody seems to forget that it still takes 30 days to occupy a province, or thereabouts. And you're only providing these situations with 2 to 3k Marines. See, like, this person mentions 2 to 3k, this person mentions 2k. If you can't kill a 2k stack as England, you deserve to lose, if you ask me. Yeah, see, and this is it here again. You can send Marines as a probing force to land and take a random province along the coast. Then you can land your army directly instead of having them spend ages disembarking and getting landing penalties, because the army moves there quicker than you can disembark. No, because you've already killed them, so they won't be able to disembark instantly, if that makes sense. Now this obviously is a good point here. You should be having max sailors, so if they are just stack wipes, it's not too big of a deal. And again, but then they say, they don't take attrition at sea either, so you can actually sail around the British Isles for months looking for weak spots to land with no penalties if you want. Even if you fail at proper landing spot to land, just keeping them embarked in the Irish Sea will force England to either split their armies to protect, which will make landing a proper army much easier, or allow you to land the Marines and capture provinces for landing your army. Okay, that's cool, except once again, that's assuming you have naval dominance over England. If you have naval dominance over England, they are already fucked. So, anyway, guys, I just really wanted to explain that, because clearly people just didn't really seem to get what I was saying, so I wanted to do some clarification in order to obviously give my perspective a bit better. Like, these situations only work if 1, the English player is asleep at their desk, and 2, if they've already lost already, okay? In which case, you probably don't need Marines in the first place. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, obviously be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, blah, blah, blah. The usual shill, Discord, etc. I'll see you all next time. Peace.